Welcome to my channel. This is Legacy Coins USA. And today we're going back to a year when America was changing, the economy was shifting, and the U.S. Mint produced the top two of the most discussed and mysterious quarters of the modern era. The United States of America 1983 P and 1995 P quarter, carrying the proud words liberty and in God we trust, is far more than 25 cents. It is a story of survival, shortages, unexpected mint decisions, and collective discoveries that still ignite excitement 4 decades later. Let's begin started. In 1982 and 1983, the United States Mint entered a turbulent period. The economy was strained, copper prices were fluctuating, and coin production faced countless challenges. Mint sets were not issued for these 2 years, meaning collectors had no official preserved versions of the 1983 quarter. This created scarcity almost instantly. The 1983 P quarter, especially from Philadelphia, became a coin people would unknowingly spend for groceries, car washes, and bus rides, never realizing that the lack of mint sets would someday make it one of the hardest modern quarters to find in truly pristine condition. What makes this quarter fascinating is that it represents a moment in America where every penny, nickel, and quarter had a story attached to the national economy itself. The 1983 quarter may look simple at first glance, but its physical makeup reveals a deeper mystery that collectors still talk about today. Copper core, nickel coating, and the unusual separation line that sometimes appears between the layers, known by collectors as the silver distance or clad separation. Under certain lighting, the rim of the coin reflects like silver, then switches to copper, giving it a dual-tone identity that makes it stand out from other years. Some 1983 P quarters even left the mint with unusual thickness variations because the bonding process between the layers wasn't always perfect. These tiny mechanical inconsistencies gave birth to error coins that now sell for massive premiums in the collector market. The obverse of the coin displays a determined profile of George Washington, re-engraved in the style that defined the quarter throughout the late 20th century. Above him, the word liberty stands proudly as a reminder of America's foundation. To the side, in God we trust remains a guiding phrase of American currency. The mint year, 1983, carries weight because it symbolizes the middle of an economic transition. And under Washington's portrait, the small letter P marks the Philadelphia Mint, the birthplace of millions of quarters, but only a tiny fraction of them survive in high grade due to the lack of official collector sets. Turning to the reverse, the American eagle spreads its wings in one of the most classic designs in U.S. coinage. Beneath the eagle sit olives and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength. Above the majestic bird, the words United States of America curve around the rim, while below, the phrase E pluribus unum, out of many one, reminds viewers of the nation's unity. At the bottom, quarter dollar marks its denomination, though this particular coin carries far more meaning than its face value. Every scratch, dent, shine, and flaw on this coin becomes part of its time-traveling character, telling the story of the early 1980s one pocket at a time. Collectors cherish the 1983 P quarter because it is a survivor. Most of these coins were heavily used, worn down in everyday circulation, scratching up against vending machines, parking meters, payphones, and store counters. Finding a sharp, well-struck example became a challenge, and that challenge transformed it into one of the most sought-after modern circulation coins. Add the rare error varieties, clip planchets, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and extreme die wear, and you get a coin that fascinates both beginners and advanced collectors alike. Every new discovery adds another piece of the puzzle of how chaotic the minting process was during those years. And now comes a question that fuels dreams. What is this coin actually worth today? While most 1983 P quarters in worn condition are worth face value, the story changes dramatically for high-grade examples and rare error varieties. Because the coin was never issued in protected mint sets, collectors are willing to pay astonishing amounts for sharply preserved specimens, perfectly struck examples, and dramatic minting mistakes. Auction houses have recorded jaw-dropping results for coins of exceptional condition, making the 1983 P quarter one of the true hidden gems of modern U.S. coinage. Some of the most extraordinary 1983 P quarters, especially those discovered with unexpected errors or near-perfect surfaces, have shocked the numismatic world, with certain rare examples reaching as much as $55,000. And please stay tuned for the next QURTER dollar coin. Don't forget like and subscribe to channel. Go to next coin. The 1995p quarter is more than pocket change. It is a piece of history that millions use daily without realizing that hidden among them are rare survivors and valuable treasures. The mid-1990s were a time of explosive change to the United States Mint. Production numbers were skyrocketing as commerce expanded, population increased, and digital banking began creeping into the everyday world. The Philadelphia Mint, represented by the letter P, was under pressure to strike hundreds of millions of coins quickly and efficiently. With speed came inconsistency. Dies wore down faster. Planchets bonded unevenly. Machinery pushed to the limit created slight imperfections that collectors now hunt for like hidden gold. The 1995p quarter stands at this crossroads, a common coin by mintage, yet filled with rare errors, unusual strikes, and unexpected variations that make some of them worth far more than anyone could imagine. The physical structure of the coin shows how complex minting had become. The copper corset sealed between two layers of nickel, creating the signature-clad composition used in U.S. quarters. But in 1995, the bonding wasn't always perfect. On some coins, the separation between the layers appears as a silver-bright shine running along the edge, a feature collectors call the silver distance or the light gap. The rim can shift from copper red to metallic silver, depending on how the coin is tilted under the light. This dual-tone effect made certain 1995 quarters stand out as visual anomalies, capturing the attention of sharp-eyed numismatists who realized that these tiny details could lead to huge returns. The obverse design keeps the iconic profile of George Washington, sharp and determined, with liberty across the top, and in God we trust placed confidently at his side. The year 1995 sits beneath the portrait, marking the time when the Mint was balancing old technology with new digital systems. Beneath the date is a small P mint mark that tells collectors this coin was struck at Philadelphia, a facility known for fast production and unexpected errors. Even coins struck from fresh dies occasionally show signs of weakness or doubling, giving the 1995 quarter a level of variety that collectors find thrilling. Turn the coin over, and the classic American eagle dominates the reverse side. Its powerful wings stretch outward as if preparing for flight, resting above a bundle of arrows symbolizing defense and a branch representing peace. The words United States of America arc over the bird, while E pluribus unum displays the nation's promise of unity. Quarter dollar rests at the bottom, but what collectors see is far more than denomination. They see alignment issues, thick rims, thin rims, die chips, and rotation errors, all of which emerged during the high-speed minting of the mid-1990s. These little imperfections transform ordinary change into rare finds. Most of the 1995p quarters were used endlessly in vending machines, parking meters, laundromats, supermarkets, and gas stations. Over time, they became scratched, worn, and dull, but a small number survived in stunning condition, preserved accidentally in drawers, jars, and forgotten envelopes. It is these coins, untouched and sharp, that now command serious value. Even more exciting are the mint-made errors. Off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks across Washington's face, and missing clad layers revealing copper underneath. Each of these errors tells a story of the machinery, the workers, and the mechanical intensity behind the coin's creation. Collectors today continue to hunt for the perfect specimen. Bright luster, strong strike, smooth fields, untouched edges. High-grade examples certified by grading companies are extremely desirable because most of the 1995p quarters simply did not survive in top condition. The combination of mass production, metal layer inconsistencies, and unchecked die were created opportunities for rare finds that only careful collectors can detect. And when a coin combines condition with rarity, its value can skyrocket beyond expectations. Some extraordinary 1995p quarters, especially those with dramatic mint errors or flawless surfaces, have reached values as high as $45,000.